back again for another episode of Coffee Break with Melissa. I'm your host, Melissa. I am joined here today by the lovely and very smart Miss Tiffany Hughes. How are you today, Tiffany?
Fine, I'm good. And you?
I'm doing well. It's a little rainy and gloomy, but doesn't matter. We're going to keep on keeping on. And you want to tell us what your role is at LSSI?
Yes.
Start with that.
And hello, everyone out there that's actually viewing. And my name is Tiffany Hughes, and I am a supervisor. And I started my journey off LSSI back in 2005. I was here for a couple years, and I left, and I pursued facilitating anger management groups at the jail. And then I was off for a while. And so I came back to LSSI back in 2023. And I'm excited to be here. It's a really good team. And I enjoy what I do, working with children and families. And yeah.
No, that's really cool. I didn't know all that about you. That's really neat.
Yeah.
And so part of this show is like coffee themed. So I'd have to ask you, what are you drinking and what is your favorite one beverage?
I am drinking coffee and I am drinking decaf. I've switched over to decaf because decaf actually has a little bit of caffeine in it, but not as much. My favorite beverage though is actually warm apple cider. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. So you're a big fall girly? You drink that apple cider that time of year, nice. And then I am having chamomile tea. And what's your favorite thing about LSSI?
Yeah. My favorite is the teamwork, and actually it's like a family here. I really like the fact that when one person is struggling, you know what, like if you look at like brothers and sisters, like in a healthy family, and even like dysfunctional family, they will pull together to assist. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I like that in each department that even though like I can go to licensing or I can go like even to the front desk and Miss Ruth and talk to everyone, say, you know what, I need help with something, and they come together to help. So that's what I like over the LSSI. It's more like a family instead of just coming in and punching a clock.
Yeah, no, that's good. I find that to be true as well. Then may I ask, what brought you to working child welfare?
I think it's thank you. It's more of a personal note because I'm actually a victim of molestation. I was from the age of like 4 or 5 up to the age of 12. So I wanted to be a voice for someone or for children and even parents that never had a voice. Because sometimes you have it to where children have been molested and they grow up and they never had anyone to advocate for them. Mm-hmm. So I want to be one of those a worker to advocate for adults and children and let them know that someone hears you and that they're not alone and that someone will fight for them to have, you know, whatever needs they have met. Just be that strong support system. That's fine.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And, you know, and also I would imagine adding like that doesn't have to define you. Because look at how, you know, a beautiful human being that you turned out to be despite that, you know, and how much that experience, you've transformed it into something to help others. And, you know, so
it's been a process. It's been a journey, because I know that where I'm at right now, I really do. Honestly, I thank God for where I'm at because it was a lot of wounds. I need a lot of inner healing, and I know that I had to use a lot of like people that I kind to be for therapy. But I know with me though, I had to use I had to use scripture to help me, like knowing that God is near to the brokenhearted, knowing that Jesus Christ loves me, that I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. And I had to use that. I used a lot of self-talk, a lot of, you know, because I was like, you know what, and some people don't have that. They don't have it, but yet I look, LSSI is also, it's agency or company that actually believes like in God and believes in Jesus, and look at that as a way to help people in the healing process. So it's been a process and a journey. I'm still healing.
Yes.
Because, when a person is a victim of molestation, it's some wounds that run deep, and you don't know that they're there.
Yeah.
Until you encounter it.
Yes, ma'am. And the thing with this job, please know, whoever is watching, is that us workers get really triggered.
Yes.
Just when you thought you were healed or like at a certain point, then you get a case that reminds you of all the things you went through and opens up that wound all over again. And you have to put your own feelings or, trauma somewhat aside and focus on how you can help serve the families and serve the people that are, the ones who caused the abuse or neglect, and give them dignity and, believe in them and provide services, because that's what we're for, is healing families and coming at it from all compassion at all angles. So from all the people I've interviewed, I'm deeply grateful to get the chance to, for you to trust me with the story and trust LSSI and people, the hearts and minds of those that are going to watch this video. Like, these are gifts, and they're not to be taken lightly. So seriously, thank you. And what is one win to celebrate? You had some really good stuff. Tell us more than one if you so choose. I'm not going to stop you, but big or small, personal or professional too.
Okay. I think one. I have two. The first one is actually a mom. When I first came back into child welfare, I got this case, and this mom got involved in a situation that was actually partly was her fault, other part, because she made the choice. Mm-hmm. However, mom got her children back home within 5 months.
Wow.
And that was like so amazing to me, because she had the courts rooting behind her. She had LSI rooting for her. My supervisor at the time was Megan Day, but now she's program director. But she was, rooting behind that mom, and I was rooting behind that mom. And she had a strong support system. Her own mom was rooting for her, and she would see her children every day. She, would not miss a beat. But it was amazing. She got in. She even got herself into some services that I was like, oh, okay, that'll work for you. But she was so gung-ho to get her babies back, and they have not came back into care. It's been 2 years.
Wow.
And it's been amazing. And it's times like where you have that, where you meet with these parents, and you cry with them, you laugh with them, you try to guide them. They come to you, like, what, how can you help me? I even had to pray with her, because she was like, and her mom was like, I know only God, can help her get through this. So, her babies came back home. Then another case I had with mom back later on in probably 24, this mom had 2 children that was in care as well. And she worked really hard to get her children back home as well. And they went back home. And it's amazing, because when you have sometimes people want the help, but then they don't know how to accept the help. Mm-hmm. And when they get into the position to want to accept the help, then that's when you see life's changing. But then when you have some families that some parents just like, you know what, I'm not going to accept this, I'm gonna do it my own way, and then change does not take place. So it's a combination of when you have it natural, you have the spiritual, and you have it works hand in hand.
There is that shift where it's like the light goes off in some way, where it's like, okay, the pride and the shame can only get you so far. Is that more important than the outcome that I want? And having that team and all those supports to just help you just turn it around just enough to propel change and acceptance, and also realizing that whatever mistake they might have made does not define them, and that give themselves a chance to, be better, do better, and fight for their kids.
Yeah.
Unique. So, wow. Well, with that, we'll close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next time, and it's been a pleasure. Bye.